Hi guys, welcome to wecodeinpython YouTube channel and the portfolio generator tool video series. In this video I am going to build all the template files for this project, and in the next video I am going to build the backend part. So now let me give you a tour of what this website is about, and this website is hosted on wecodeinpython.pythonanywhere.com. So before starting, guys, please like the video and subscribe the channel, and if you find any difficulty in the code, errors in the code, so please let me know in the comment section. Let's get started. So just log in, and here you see I am logged in with my personal account, and if I click here, this is my portfolio website that I created using this tool. So you can share your portfolio website with anyone. Just copy this link and share with anyone. And this website is hosted on Python Anywhere. I am going to tell you how to host a website on Python Anywhere uh, in the last video of this course. So let's start creating this beautiful portfolio generator tool using Django. So guys, in this video we are going to create this portfolio website that is hosted here on this URL. You can see now, see this sign up page. So this is the home page here, and you can read the instructions and you can start it. But if you are not a logged in user, then it will not be a good deal for you. So first let us sign in. So I already have account, but I'm going to create a new account. So this is my username, this is my email, and I'm going to create a hard password. Yes, it is very tough. Okay, now you can see this. I have created a new account and successfully signed in. If I go and log out. Yes, I want to. Now I want to log in with my new account. I want to type password. Okay, now you can see I am on this personal info page, but if I am already a user, that I am not. So here I'm not having any profiles. Let's go to this. Now here you can see I am not having any portfolio here. Let's go to start. Now you can type here. My name is wecodeinpython, and my mobile number is 12345678910. My email is wecodeinpython@gmail.com, and I'm a Django backend developer, a YouTuber, and a Instagram influencer. So this is about me. Just go to this, and here you can write software developer. You can write anything about you. Just go to this, and I just want to add this. Okay, so I just want to add some. Okay, this image. I don't know what this image is. Go to, but I want to add more skills. Just add HTML 90, save, and you can delete or update. Now go to next. Okay, university name and your course name, your college name, and your CGPA, and add. Now you can see it will look like this. You can add it and delete this, but go for next. You can write your services here. save, or you can also edit and delete this. Next, you can add things here. Just now add this. It is saving now. You can see here it is saved. This is the project link, and it will take you to the Google because I have added the link of Google, and these are the edit and delete buttons. Now next, and here you can write your company name, your experience and all. I just want to skip. Okay, skip this part. You can add more experience, but I just want to go to create portfolio page, and here you can see it is created. Go scroll down, skills, education, work, contact and all. These things are here. Now if I click on the download CV button, okay, it will take you to the CV page. So that's good. Now we are going to create this. So for this, you must have to create a project. So let's go to the command prompt, and I am going to my D repo cddj, and here I'm going to create a new project. And so for creating a new project, I'll use the command django admin start project, and the project name is django portfolio. So run this command and check on the PyCharm. So I have created a project named portfolio, and, and now I'm running the server, and let's open Chrome. And in this project portfolio, in this video we will create template files, all the HTML files here. So let's first see the page. Okay, copy it from here, paste it here, and let me just go to my GitHub profile where this project is deployed. Okay, so this is our project's homepage. We will customize it, and here it is saying me to log in. So in this best one is, okay, here you can clone this project. Here we have all the template files. So let's start creating files. First let's just create this base file and then the home page. So let's go to the project. Okay, first let me configure the settings and create an app for the project. So in the settings file we will have an app. So the app name should be home. Okay, so first create an app here. Python man start py start app, and the app name is home. Okay, we have already did this, so remove first this, then create home. Now it will be created and run server. Everything fine. home is created. Now you can add home as the new app, and the template files here, os.path. Okay, we are not importing os. Import os. Okay, now directory os dot path dot join base directory, and the file directory name is template. So create a templates file, create a template directory, templates, and in this file will have, in this directory we will have all the temp html files. So first html file is base.html. So here, so this will be our base file. So this represent the layout actually, so how the pages will look like. So here we will add block title, so different page have different titles. So now we are using Django template language. So this is how we can write Django template language. And now in the body we will have content, so we will write it as block content and block. So if we have some extra head, so let's say this block extra head, uh, and block. So let's see our GitHub repository where we have this. So here you can see block title and block. For extra head, we are not having this extra head here, so we can remove that extra head, and let's remove that first. Okay, keep it simple. So here we have bootstrap files, so let's copy these bootstrap files. We will use bootstrap for responsive web designing. Okay, so let's copy this. Okay, first copy this meta tag. Okay, so here we have this meta tag. Copy this meta tag. Okay, paste it here, and all the bootstrap files. So this is the static logo file, logo png image, so delete this for now. Okay, because we are not doing with anything with images. And all done. Here we have a link to cs style css, we are not having this type. So now see here, we have this body div container and all this, and we have navbar.html here. So all these files are here. So first write it body class. So we have background as dark, so this is a bootstrap class for dark background, and text should be white. So we can write it as, for whole body text should be white, or we can override this. So we will override this later. For all the messages we will use this block. If we have messages, then print it like a div block will be created in alert success, then this will be our message box. So this is done, and here we have a div container as well. So div class container, margin bottom 3, margin bottom 4. So this is a bootstrap class. Okay, so we will include a navbar file later. So let's create a new file, home.html file, that will be our first HTML file that will be displayed. So home, and how we will write, we will say extends base.html and start the block content, and end block. So the all content, the all the blocks will go here for the home page. So let's see what we are having here on the home page. So here we have, say, portfolio title. So that will be a title, portfolio home. So before block content we have block title. So this will be our title block, portfolio home, and this will be the styling of the page. So start from here, and so basically we are having instructions in this. So let's copy this. Okay, and let me just paste it here. Let me tell you what is this. So this is a div block. In this div block we are having a container class, that is a bootstrap class, and we are having margin bottom 5 class. So let me just uh, go through this. Okay, so we need an extra div here. Okay, so then we started a row, then a column, and in this column we have a panel, and panel title will be instructions. So why this panel and panel title and panel default? This is a bootstrap class. From where this bootstrap class is coming? So this bootstrap class is coming from a static style CSS file. That file is here, style.css. In this file we have dot panel, control F dot. So this is my boost CSS classes that is created here. So let me just go through this home page first. So how I can do this? I'll create a URLs file first here, URLs, and in the portfolio we have this URLs. Copy this, paste it here. Here we will have views dot home from dot import views. So here we have views file from dot put views, but we have not home file in that views file. So let's create this def home request, and then return render request home.html. Now we need to import the file here, path, and admin is here. If we have nothing in the URL, then what will be displayed is uh, include. So let me just include it, include here, include. So here we are importing include from the URLs, and include which file we need to include. we need to include home.urls. So home.urls. So this is how we can do this. Now let me just go through this URLs. Now it is okay. So just go to the project here, run this. Now you can see the changes. Portfolio home is here, that is our home file, and this is how the instructions are written here, because this is how written because we have not imported that static CSS file. So I already cloned that project in my other folder. So here we are having this Django portfolio folder. In this we have static, all these static files here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all these files from here and paste it here in the Django portfolio folder. In the portfolio we will create a static file, static folder, and here paste all these files, static to static. Great. Now all done. Let's run it again. Control Shift R. Okay, we are not importing the files here. So home base.html. Now let's just include that file. Okay, go to that my project here, Django portfolio, and that templates, and that home.html here. No, not home.html, but the base.html. Okay, base.html, and here we will have a source for the C this. Okay, this CSS. Now add this CSS. Now we need to load that file also, static files. So we will copy this load static CSS. Okay, let me just run this again. Still we are not getting the results. So what we need to do is we need to go to settings file and configure the static files settings. So here we will have settings.py file, and in this file we will configure this settings for static files. This is the static file settings. Okay, copy this, paste this, and now go to that URLs file, and here we will see this URL patterns. If settings are debug URL patterns, this copy, paste, and for the import, let's see how can we import settings and static. This is how we can import settings and static. So all done. Let's run it again. Now you can see the changes here. This is how we want our home page. Now we will have a button and all here. So let's go for that. So we have created the home page. Let's create the button to go somewhere and the navigation bar. So here you can see the template files. Go to the template files, and in the home.html you can see here we have something as called if user is authenticated, then we can do this, otherwise you can do this. Okay, so let's just create a row and just do this. Okay, then create a row, this row ends here, create a new row. In this row we will have this button. So copy this, paste it here, done. And this button goes to somewhere called info. So let's comment it first. Let's say this is slash, nothing but slash. Okay, so done. We have a button now. Run the server. Here we have button, something like this. I use the bootstrap class to make it good. Now go to the navigation bar. For navigation bar, create a new HTML file, that is navigation.bar.html. Remove all this, extends base.html, and just block content and block. Go to the navigation bar, and in the templates we have navigation bar.html file. So this just says that we don't need to do anything, just write the code. Okay, then what we are doing here, we are creating a tag nav, and we are using these classes for dark background, and the navigation bar should be dark. It should expand medium. If user is authenticated, then we'll get the username, and then we will have this URL for home. So make it slash hashtag for now. So we don't want to anywhere. If we don't have the user as not authentic, if user is authenticated, then we have the logout and the password change form. Otherwise we will have this sign up and login button, and just make it slash for now. So this is our navigation bar. This is how it looks like. So in the base file we have to include that navigation bar. So after just this div, I'm just having include navbar.html, and this is done. Now you can see here we have a navigation bar. So this is our navigation bar. This is dark and the background is also dark, so the same as the page. And if you see the responsiveness, then you can see this is responsive. Okay, it is great, like much better. So the navigation bar is done. Now go to the first page after this home page, that is when we click on the start button.
see here, when we click the start button, then we where we'll go. So that is our info.html page, where we get the information about the user, about the user, yeah, inform.html, that is inform.html. So this will be, so let's first go to the URLs here, and this namespace, define this namespace. A namespace is home. Okay, here in this URLs, let's define app name as home, and this name is home. And now in this we have info. After this info we will go to views.info form, or we just say that user info, and name equals to info. And in the views.py file, create a new, that is user info request, same as before, return render request, and this is info form.html. Okay, this is done. Now what we need to do is create a new HTML file, that is info form. So we will create this, just write it as info form. Okay, first go to that home page, and after clicking this button, where we'll go to that URL. So how we can write it as URL, and the URL go to home, and home then info, that is our URL. So hard run, hard load. So server is still running. Click on the start, and now we are on info form button page. In this page we will have this whole code. So copy this and paste this in info form.html. So what we have here, we have extend base.html, then block title, and the title is profile info form. And then we have content is what, container, then row, then column, and then panels for instructions that will be on the left side, because we are having two columns. First column is for the left side, and second column is for the right side. So this will be in the left corner, and all the things that we are writing instructions will go here. So this is a reference, so just for now make it hashtag. And CSRF tokens will be generated. So for now we are not generating anything. So okay, everything is done. After submitting this, the type will be submit input is value is equals to save. Okay, so the form will be something like this. In this form some we will have some fields like name and mobile number, email, about, and the profession, where the person is living, your current city, and the required profile picture, and the save. Nothing more. So this is done. Let's run this. So here you can see we are having the navigation bar here, then this beautiful page, and here this is a already a user button, but we are not implementing anything here because we will implement this when we implement backend part. So this is the form, beautiful form. After submitting this, the user will go to a page for display all these details. So let's go to the display details page. So the page is details.html. For that page, we just need to do all these things that we have done before. Just write URLs as C, Control V. Just change this for details and user in. So views dot details. Name should be details. Simple. Now go to views.py, copy this, just change the function name, that is details, and this details.html. Okay, now here base.html info form. Now we will create a details.html file. Details dot okay, it will create. Now go to this, copy all these files. You can write this on your PC or copy from the GitHub. Then paste. We don't need this thumbnail file. We don't need this thumbnail. We are not using this. Okay, so here we need the data from the user. So uh, that will come from the backend part. So for now, I'm just writing just some. So if we don't have users image, then write alt is equals to profile pic details about user, email, mobile number, profession, and the place. Here we have the two buttons. So for now these buttons are just hash stack. Okay, done. Now go to the details page. Just remove one more. So here our beautiful details page, and this should be in middle. So let's do this. Users detail card header, and it should be text center for the center. Now it is in center. Users details. So all done. Now if we go to the next, then we will get the skill page where we can add our skills. So let's create that skills page. So after starting this, we have this form. After submitting this, uh, we have details form. On the details form, we have two buttons, next and edit. So after next, we will go to the skills form, skills registration form, and then and we can edit the details here. So we have these two buttons here, so let's just implement this edit button. So go to the GitHub and Django portfolio. So we are gonna edit this. So we need edit info form. So that is update information about the user. So this is the code. So let's just create a template update info, and here what we need here, we just need this form, these instructions, same, everything will be same. So here you can see this code, copy all this, paste it here. So as before we did info form, you can see this is a container. In this we have a row, and in this row we have two columns. First column is for instructions, so we use some bootstrap classes for writing instructions, so it can be visible uh, quite well. And here we have a button, already a user. If you are already a user, let's make it this for now, and this column is done. The second column is having a form. In this form we are using CSRF token and submitting this. So value would be the form value. So we are not writing anything for now. All things done, and this is we have the update value, update and submit button. So we need to write URLs for this. So how you can write URLs? Same before. Just copy this, paste it here, and we can write it as update info and views dot update info. Name should be update info. Done. In the views file, create a new function for update info, and this is also update info. So everything looking same. Okay, done. Now if we write this as update info, this is the button, and here we will uh, have these different values here. So let's make it a URL. So all these details we got here, and this is the edit button. So URL should be something like URL, and in home we have update info. Done. So let's go to the details, and in details if we click on edit, we got to this form. Okay, done. Now we need to create the form for this button. Next, that is skills button. So let's write this as URL home skills. So let's see first here what we are calling it. Templates. here we are having skill form. So this is skill form. And what is the URL? So the URL name is skill. So let's write this skill home skill path skill view. The function name should be views.skill and name should be add skill. That's it, is add skill. Okay. In the views file we have to create a new function. This is add skill. Form name is skill form. Skill form.html. Now here cancel this new HTML file skill form. Let's copy the content from the GitHub. Templates. Here skill form. Copy this. Paste here. Extend Base.html title. Container and row and column. In the column instructions same as before, and the skill form we have skill name and the skill percentage, how you are good in that skill. Let's run the okay. So if we have updated or not, skill. Okay, this is add skill. Let's run this. Skill details. Okay, so info form have name is this. The error is reverse for skill details not found. So where is this skill details? Skills details is skill form. This one. So let's write it as for now hash. Next. Now we have this skill form. So this is how we can do this. Now if we skip, we don't want to add any skill here, we just say that skip this. So then we will be on the page that will have details about the skills. So let's create that. So skill details. And here we have this views dot skill details. Name is equals to skill details. Then create a new function again, skill details. Then here have this form, this HTML file skill details. All done. Now just need to copy the code from the GitHub to the actual file. Skill details. In this we have just a table. So copy this code. Nothing much but a table that is having the skills. Skill name percentage. So don't want to go anywhere. So here you can see that we are having the URL for the next page, that is education page. So we are just commenting, and after comment this is the URL, and this home and skill if you want to add more skill. So this is the page. If we click on skip, nothing is here because skill details form is done. So skill form have the skip button but no URL is defined. URL home skill details, click on skill details, add skills with arguments not found. Okay, so in this skill details it is with argument that is slug, or we don't know what is slug now. So it is working. We will discuss about this slug later. For now we don't know about this. Let's just assume that is nothing. This is nothing. So this is done. For next we have not defined anything. For add more skills we can click on this and we are on this page for now. So if we skip we will go to this my skills page. Here we will have the data, but for now we are not having anything here. So now we will uh, configure this next button. So let's do this. So we have created a page for adding a skills. Now we can go to the next. We will configure it now. But if we click on this, we go to the skills page, that is for registering your skills or add more skills. So for next, now here for next, let me see the code. After clicking on next, we will be redirected to a page that should ask you for the education details, qualification details. So skill details.html we are having here. So this URL is okay, but here the URL should be changed as this is comment part. So let's remove the comments. Education and this. Okay, so we are not defined any things like slug here. Let me just remove this. And the URL should be home and education. So let's define a URL here. In the views we have created skill details. Let's just copy this. Now copy this and paste here. So this should be education, add education. Name should be education. So let's click on this now. Okay, we have not defined a view for the education, so we can write it as add education, or we can write it as add qualification. And now we need to create a function same as before. So copy this, paste it, template name, add education, and the function name should be add education. Okay, we have not created any template file for education. Let's create it. So HTML add education, remove all this, go to the GitHub, templates folder, Django portfolio templates. Okay, now here we will be having a add. This one is education form, education details. So education form HTML should be the one that we are going to use. So copy this, so paste it here. So what we are having in this, we are having the block title, and then we are having instruction same as before for writing the details, and the form. And the form is tell us about your education, so that it can generate a good resume. So all done, but education detail is not defined yet. So let's remove this. Okay, now run it again. If we click on next, then we will be having this beautiful page for adding our education. So if we save this, then the form should be submitted. Otherwise we can go to skip part. That now we are going to create a skip part. So here we will define a URL, and URL should be home and the education details. So let me create this URL here. Education, add education, delete this, and this is education details. Views dot add education. Now remove this, education details, and details name should be education details. Okay. And now create a view, simple. Here this should be education details.html, and now we need to create the template file, that is HTML file, education details, go to the portfolio. Let's see the details form. This is experience details. This is education details. So copy all this code, paste here. Here we are having this details table for board of university course, colleges, and CGP or percentage. And the data should be coming from backend. And there here we are having edit and delete button. So if we have data, then we will have these buttons. So let me just uh, quit this part, and quickly we see that here, and the next page should be service, and the skip add more education. So this is add more educations. Okay, only education. So we are having only education name as education, not add education. Done. So this URL is not defined by us yet, so let's define this one. Let me just clear this for now and run this server again. If we click on skip, then we will be redirecting to a page that is having, okay, so add education with arguments not found. So uh, add education URL education details and class morning. So the error is add education with arguments. So it is going with arguments. So let me check this. Education details, name field, add education. Okay, everything is done. Views don't have any other argument. So the error is from this line, the education details.html, and it is saying no reverse match. Okay, so we are having here the slug field that should not be here because we don't know about the slug here for now. So if we go back and again click on skip, then now we are having this table, and now here we are having the two buttons, next and add more. So click on add more, then we are again back to the education form we are having here. Let's click on skip. Now configure this next button. So on the next button we are having services. So write URL as home and service, and we need to pass the URL. So path and add services, views dot add services, and name should be service. Okay, views, create a views, add services. Okay, now create template, add services .html. Let's go to the GitHub and check the code for this service form and the service details. So Okay, so this is service form and service details. Copy this service form HTML, paste it here. And what we are having same rows and columns for instruction, and other one is for service form. So what our service is, service should service can be your uh, business or your job. Like if you are a developer, then service should be something like backend developer. So no match found for service details. Let's just clear this. So here you can add your service name and the description. Service name as if you are having a backend developer. If you are a backend developer, then you can write here as backend developer, and about your skills. You can write that description. So here we are having the same two buttons, save and skip. Save is for saving this form, and the skip is for going to the next page. That is your service details form. That is your service details page. So if we click on this, we will have the URL something like this: URL home and service details. Create a service details path. Service details. Okay, so the function is add services. Okay, now we need to create a new function in the views education details. Now remove this, and this should be service details. Okay, create a new function. Service details, and name of the template should be service details. Okay, now it is done. The next thing that we need to create is service details template file. Okay, go to the GitHub and see the code. This one is service details. This should be a table, or this can be a card. So this is a card, I think. No, this is a table. In this table, we are having details about the services that we are providing. So, and then we are having the slug field for work, and this remove this. Let's see now remove this. Okay, so let's run this. Skip and click more for add services. Next. Okay, we have not configured the next service form. This one is add services. URL is home and service details. So next. Okay, so we are on this page. Okay, now it is working fine. The service details page. Now click on this next. So on the service details, we are having this next button. So let's just write a URL. and this should be for work experience. Just write it as work and create a URL. Add work. So let's see this on GitHub what we are providing a name. Next thing is work. Okay, so we have work.html and work details.html. So add work, and here work def add work request return render request add work.html. Now here create a work form. So add work.html, cut it out and go to GitHub work form, and this work form copy and this paste. So here you can see the again skip button for work details. We will configure it now. And here what you can do is you can register your project that you have done so far. So this page is for registering your projects. So create another page for work details, write a URL, views dot work details, and this is work details. Okay, on the views we are writing work details request return render request, and the page name is work details.html. So let's just run this again. Okay, we are on the service details page. If I click add more, then I will be on the next service. Here is the service details page. Next, click your expertise, service name and description. Okay, so after clicking add work, we are on the same page. So let me see this again, service details, and this one is next. Okay, homework, and here add work should have a function name as add work. Okay, now skip this. So work details tried not found. So work details should be on this service details page, and the service details work details. So where is work details? We are not having anything here for now. Add work. Okay, now here it is having work details with slug. That's why the error is here. This error, and now we are having this project page. If we click on skip, we will be on the page work detail that we have not configured yet. Let me just go to the work details page, copy this, and paste it here. So here you can see that the card is here we are using the card for displaying this these things. So now let me just run this. But before that, we can see here work with slug will not work. Home and experience we are not having. So remove this for now and check the okay, it is working fine. If you want to add more projects, you are here, and for skip details page, and if we click on next, it should be on experience page. So let's create an experience page. URL home experience path, add experience views dot add experience. Name should be add experience. No, name should be only experience. Go to reviews, def, add experience, quest, return, render, quest, experience, add experience dot html, create a sen, create a new html file for add experience, another for experience details, URL for both, experience details, name should be experience details, create a view for this one, view for this one, so copy, paste, and experience. So let's just copy experience. Okay, now we need to configure these two pages. Go to the experience form, copy this, paste it here, remove the slug field. Okay, done. Experience details. This is also a card. Experience details. So this is a card bootstrap we are using here. So this one having slug, remove this. So the next page is create portfolio page. So Let me just keep it blank for now. So if we want to add more, you can add more projects. Next, you are having add experience. You can add your experience here. You can click on skip, add more experience, go back. If you don't want to add more, then you can just go to your create portfolio uh, page. So on that page, URL should be URL and the home and create. It will create a new URL here, path, just write it as portfolio views dot portfolio, create views dot portfolio, name equals to create, and the views, so page name should be create portfolio, or we can have the name as portfolio.html. Now need to create a portfolio.html page. Let's see the code for this page. So this one is cv.html, and I think this one is the page. No, this page is not the actual create portfolio page. This should be the main page. Okay, so this is the page for full portfolio. So copy all this and paste it here. So here we are having many line of code, great number of lines. So the total is 436 lines of code here. And if we click on this button now, create portfolio, so create CV not found is not a valid function of your name. So what is this create CV? Let me search for that create CV. So this is create CV info.slug. Let me just remove this field and create a create CV URL. CV views.cv, name is create CV, def CV, render request, cv.html. Okay, so we don't have any cv.html file. Create it, cv. Now cv.html, search for that file. html. Okay, done. If we click on create portfolio, create cv with no arguments not found. Still this error. Okay, we have removed this create cv. Same for portfolio. Still the same error. Okay, this have both. Okay, here the error is from here. Now run this page. Okay, so the portfolio page layout is something like this. After getting the data will be on this portfolio website so that it will look good. Then yeah, I'm at. So this is for any user. If you click on this download cv, so this is for cv, but we are not having any data here. That's why this page is looking like this. So this is how we are going to design this beautiful portfolio page by entering the data here. So all the templates files are done, but here some files that we have not created, those files are update information, update skills, update education, that we are going to create later when we will implement backend part.